And Young Buzz. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel where we don't just talk about K-pop news, we talk about what it actually means. Today's topic is one of those moments where you can't help but pause and say, okay, this is not normal rookie growth anymore. This is legacy-level movement. We're talking about ENHYPEN and their insane dominance in Japan according to the newly released annual rankings. So here's the headline that caught everyone's attention. Japan's Oricon chart has officially released its annual ranking 2025, covering sales and performance from December 23, 2024 to December 15, 2025. And right there, sitting comfortably at number 8 on the single ranking, is ENHYPEN's fourth Japanese single, Yoi, also known as Shou Yoi. Not only did they rank in the top 10, but this is actually the highest position achieved by any foreign artist on that chart this year. Let that sink in for a second. Now, before we go deeper, I want to ask you something. When ENHYPEN debuted, did you ever imagine they'd be competing head-to-head with domestic Japanese acts on their home turf and winning like this? Because honestly, even with all the hype, this level of consistency still feels unreal. Let's talk about Yoi first, because this single is doing more than just charting well. It officially surpassed 750,000 cumulative copies shipped last month, which earned it a triple platinum certification from the Recording Industry Association of Japan. And if you're new to how strict Japanese certifications are, triple platinum is not something that happens by accident or just because of international fandom streaming. This means real purchases, real demand, and real staying power. In my opinion, Yoi represents a turning point for ENHYPEN in Japan. Earlier releases already showed promise, but Yoi feels like the moment when the Japanese market stopped seeing them as popular K-pop idols and started treating them as artists who belong in their own ecosystem. The sound, the concept, the timing, everything aligned perfectly. And the fact that it's the highest ranking single by a foreign artist on Oricon's annual chart tells us that this wasn't just fan-driven hype. The general market responded. What I find most impressive is not just the peak, but the longevity. Annual charts don't care about first-week explosions alone. They measure who stayed relevant for months. So for Yoi to end up at number 8 means people kept buying it long after release. That's a huge indicator of trust in the artist's brand. And this wasn't the only win. ENHYPEN's 6th mini-album, Desire Unleash, also made a massive impact, ranking 11th on the annual album ranking. Again, let's pause here. An album ranking this high in Japan, especially for a foreign group, is not easy. Albums are expensive, physical-focused, and often dominated by long-established domestic acts. What's even crazier is that Desire Unleash recorded ENHYPEN's highest sales ever on Oricon's weekly album ranking and weekly combined album ranking. This tells us something very important. ENHYPEN isn't just growing. They're breaking their own records repeatedly. Every comeback isn't just doing well, it's outperforming the last one. Here's my personal take. I think ENHYPEN's success in Japan comes from balance. They don't chase trends blindly. Their music evolves, but it never loses identity. Japanese releases especially feel intentional, not like translations or afterthoughts. You can hear the care in melody choices, in emotional delivery, and in how concepts are adapted to resonate locally without losing the group's core color. And let's be real for a moment. Japan is one of the toughest music markets in the world. Fans are loyal, but they are also selective. Once they invest in you, they expect consistency, respect, and effort. ENHYPEN showing up year after year, improving sales, climbing rankings, and earning certifications proves that they're doing something right behind the scenes. Now I want to bring this back to you. Do you think ENHYPEN's Japanese success is more because of their music style, their performance power, or their storytelling as a group? Or is it the members themselves and the way they connect emotionally with fans? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I genuinely think this topic has multiple right answers. Another interesting point is timing. While these achievements are being celebrated, ENHYPEN is already moving forward. Their 7th mini-album, The Sin, VANISH, is scheduled for release on January 16th next year. And if history tells us anything, this comeback could push their momentum even further, not just in Korea, but globally. Personally, I'm very curious about the direction they'll take with the Sin VANISH. Will they lean darker, more intense, or explore something unexpected? And how will this next era build on the trust they've earned in Japan? Because expectations are now higher than ever. When you reach this level, every release becomes a statement. There's also something symbolic about this moment. ENHYPEN debuted in a generation where competition is brutal and attention spans are short. Yet here they are, not just surviving, but building long-term relevance in one of the most demanding markets. That tells me they're not just chasing charts, they're building a career with layers. If you're an InGen, this is probably a proud moment. And if you're a casual listener, maybe this is the sign to pay closer attention. Groups don't accidentally achieve triple platinum in Japan and place top 10 on annual charts. That's the result of vision, effort, and connection. So let me ask you one last question. Where do you think ENHYPEN will be on Oricon's annual chart next year? Higher? The same? Or do you think they'll surprise us in a completely different category? I want to hear your predictions. If you enjoyed this kind of deep, conversational breakdown instead of just headline reading, make sure to support the channel and keep the discussion going in the comments. This has been Anyong Buzz, and I'll see you in the next one.